Henry,
Hi.
how are you doing?
Yeah, good, thanks. You?
Yeah, I'm good, thank you very much. Thank you for having me on.
Thank you for joining.
No problem.
So, let's start right at the beginning. How did you start playing in goal? What sort of got you into it? And
hmm
what teams did you play for in your youth?
Well, I've played in golf for as long as I can remember, really. Probably similar to you. My younger brother is about a year and a half younger than me, and
Okay.
kind of very early memories are of us two playing in the garden, in the living room, wherever we had a bit of space, and he would just be kicking balls at me, and I'd be diving around trying to save him, and that was
Yeah.
basically kind of how I got into playing in goal. I enjoyed diving around in the mud. I enjoyed making saves, and it helped that my brother was pretty much the same age as me, and he liked shooting. So for hours we'd play together.
Yeah.
Um, so I presume that would probably be three, four, and then I've
Mhm.
really played in goal since. The first big club I went to was at 10. I played for a club called Crew Alexandra, who are quite a big
Okay.
club in the northwest. So the
Mhm.
first team, I think, are League One at the moment, but their
Yeah.
academy is quite big. So
Okay.
I was part of their academy, and I played against lots of other Northwest teams like United, City, Everton, Liverpool, Bolton,
Mhm.
and those were the kind of teams that we played on a regular basis. At that age, it was quite an intense training schedule, so I'd be training kind of three, four times a week. It was a long way from my house, and it was quite a lot of stress at that age, and I decided I didn't really enjoy it very much, so I
Okay.
left after a year, played a little bit of Sunday League, and then joined my local team, which is a team called Macclesfield Town, who were in League Two at the time. And
Yeah.
I stayed with them from 12 all the way to 19 as a professional. So that was kind of
Okay.
my clubs when I was a kid. I mean, at 10 years old, that's quite a lot of training sessions
Yeah.
for a team. And obviously, we would play a match as well on the weekend. So I
Okay.
think when I was that age, I wasn't really ready for that kind of level of training, and
Yeah.
it was
Okay.
quite intense, and I didn't really enjoy it.
Mhm.
I mean, obviously now I'm older, I do a lot of training, but I kind of it's out of choice. But when I was a kid, I didn't really train that much. When I was with other teams, and after I left Crew, even at Macclesfield, we would probably train twice a week in the evenings.
Yeah. Okay.
And I would play for my school in midweek, and I'd
Mhm.
play for my club at the weekend. So it'd probably be four nights a week really when I was a kid.
Okay. Yeah, so obviously normally without the coronavirus I do a session on Monday and I also do one on Tuesday and then Thursday I have my team training session and then Sunday I have my match. So
And do
I
you
do.
feel like that's a good amount of training? Do you still enjoy going to every session, or do you feel like it's quite a lot of work?
No, I do still enjoy it and every time I'm not like, oh, I have to go to another session today. I do
Yeah,
enjoy it.
good. Because I always say that for younger keepers when they ask me kind of what they can do to be a professional or to do really well in football, and I
Yeah.
say at their age and at your age, the most important thing is that you love playing. Because if you
Mhm.
love playing and you love training and you love playing in goal, that'll make it really easy to keep improving and keep learning, and to then go on and have a career in it. But
Uh-huh.
if you're doing it because you feel like you have to, or you feel like it's something you are told to do, then suddenly you lose the love for it, and it's
Yeah.
quite difficult to keep going. So as long as you're playing and enjoying your football and enjoying playing in goal, that's brilliant. Keep it going.
I do have quite a few different coaches, and I've tried out quite a few as well. And there's some sessions that I didn't enjoy,
Yeah.
so and we tried them out for like I think like twice or something, and then I
hmm
didn't enjoy the first one, but I thought, oh, I'll give it another chance, and I was sort of thinking, oh, do I have to go to this one again?
Yeah, yeah.
But
And I mean, there's always going to be some coaches you prefer and some coaches you find difficult, and
yeah,
same with teams as well. So it's not that everything's going to be perfect, because it's always going to be difficult, but as long as you still love it at the end of the day, that's the most important thing.
yeah, yeah, definitely. But yeah, in the end, we did find coaches that I enjoy and the sessions that I enjoy. So
Good.
yeah,
That's really good.
I'm glad. So, what age did goalkeeping become really serious for you?
As a young kid, I didn't really play any other sports. So, um, football was my number one sport, and
Hmm.
playing in goal was my favorite position, and I always played in goal. But I didn't really do many other sports. I didn't play rugby. I didn't play cricket.
Yeah.
I did athletics in the summer for school, but
Hmm.
didn't really love it. It was just football all year round. So I loved playing football, but I never really at any point when I was a kid thought I want to be a professional footballer. That's what I want to do, and that's my
Okay.
dream and my goal. I enjoyed doing lots of other things as a kid. I enjoyed school. I enjoyed my homework. I was a bit of a weird kid like that. I
Yeah.
enjoyed things like acting. I even did dancing when I was a kid. Like there's loads of stuff that I enjoyed doing.
Okay. Yeah.
And it was probably only as I got to really around 15, 16, 17, and
Okay.
I was still in Macclesfield's academy, and obviously in an academy at I think under 12s, under 14s, under 16s, players get let go and players get kept on, and
Mm.
every time that happened, I was kept on and kept on and kept on, and I would get closer to the first team, and it kind of realized that actually I had a good opportunity to do it if I wanted to do it,
Yeah.
and there was a chance that I could become a professional. So I
Hmm.
think it was only when I was older and I realized that I was progressing like I was, and there was a chance to do it, that I really thought, right, I'll give it a go, and I'll put my mind to
Yeah.
it, and I'll really try. Even at 18, when I was offered a contract to be a full-time professional, and I did that for a year, I then went to university at Loughborough University, and kind of during my time at university, I thought once I finished my degree, I'd love to get back into football and play again. So even now at my age, like I'm still trying to do it and learning and doing things and trying to progress in the game. But I also was never one of those people where it was the only thing I was ever going to do. And I know that in my life there'll be lots of things that I want to do and want to try and want to give a go at. But right now,
Yeah.
football is the main thing.
At what age did you start building up like strength in the gym?
When I was a kid, I was always under the impression that you didn't want to go to the gym because it might harm your growth, or it might like be bad for you, or things like
Yeah.
that. And I didn't really do much gym training.
Oh,
Um, Even when I got to 15, 16, and I mean, I've worked with lots of strength and conditioning coaches now who train lads who or girls and boys who are 12, 13, 14, and it's very safe for them to do it. But even when I
yeah.
was 15, 16, I didn't really train very much in the gym. I just trained on the pitch.
Yeah.
And it was only really when I went to Loughborough University at 19 that I actually learned properly how to train in the gym, and I
Hmm.
learned the proper techniques for all the important movements like
Yeah.
squats and RDLs and bench press and deadlifts, and all
Okay.
these movements which are really good for developing your strength and your power, especially as a goalkeeper. And I was kind of taught those things by very knowledgeable people. But it was only really
Yeah.
when I went to Loughborough that I started working really hard in the gym. So
Okay.
quite late, really. But
Mm.
hopefully nowadays, with a bit more kind of access to information and knowledgeable people, younger people can learn how to start doing those movements safely at a younger age, and it can help them with their game. And I think I never really understood the need for the position. So I was always very athletic. I was always a very kind of
Mhm.
strong and fit as a kid.
Yeah.
But I didn't really understand, or I wasn't taught the type of fitness that I need as a goalkeeper. So even in the
Mhm.
summer, to get ready for pre-season, I just go running all the time. Like I go out for loads and loads of long distance runs, and I still do them now and again. But
Okay.
now I have the knowledge that as a goalkeeper, I don't need to run
No.
10, 12, 13 kilometers because I'm not going to do that. Like what
Yeah.
I need to be really good at is my sprints and my short distance work and my
Yeah.
power and things like that. So I
Mhm.
never really knew that as a kid. And it was only kind of as I got taught when I got older that I could adapt my training a bit. So it's good
Yeah.
that you know that now at a young age and you can change your training around.
As a kid, did you eat the right things? And when you start to think about nutrition helping your performances?
That's a really good question. I remember being, I was fortunate that when I was young, I wasn't under pressure with my diet. So I was fortunate that I was in a family where my mum cooked very good meals for us, and we'd always have lots of vegetables and proteins and carbohydrates and all the right types of food. But at the same time, I was never under any pressure to eat things. If I wanted a dessert, for example, sometimes I could have one. If we wanted to go to McDonald's, we could go to McDonald's. It wasn't
Yeah.
like I was a kid that I was told you can't have this, you can't have that, because I think that
Yeah.
brings a bad relationship with food. And it was
Mm.
almost that as I got older, I could build my own relationship. And I mean, my diet is very different to my brother's diet or my sister's diet, and it's my
Yeah.
choice now what I eat to help with my job. But I think it was important that I grew up in a place where I was safe to try different foods, because you don't want to
Yeah.
restrict kids too early, because they have to have a childhood and they have to enjoy their food.
Yeah.
But I think when I started taking nutrition seriously, again, I didn't really have the education. So I think I'm thinking back to around 14, 15. I wasn't the tallest goalkeeper. And I had some opportunities when I was 14, 15, and scouts were coming to watch me, and a lot of them were saying that I was too small at that age to become a professional, and I wasn't getting the opportunities. And
Yeah.
all that I was thinking about at that time was like, I need to get bigger, I need to grow. And for some reason in my head, growing meant eating really, really healthy foods like salads and things like that. And now I know it hasn't got any link, your height compared to eating salads. Like salads
Yeah.
aren't going to make you grow. But I just remember eating salads
Yeah.
all the time because I thought that was what I had to do. And it was like I didn't have the knowledge of it, that actually growing obviously comes from eating well, but sleeping well and drinking, and
Yeah.
it's mainly based on your genetics. So there's not much you can
Mhm.
do about it. So I kind of wish that back at that age I had access to Instagram and following loads of
Yeah.
goalkeepers, professional goalkeepers, nutritionists, sports scientists, and
Uh-huh.
learning all these things, because I think that would have really helped me when I was younger. But nowadays I eat very well, and again, going to Loughborough, I got some good
Yeah.
education on it. But it was only when I got older that I started to learn more about it, really.
Okay.
How do you find your food at the minute? Do you think much about your
Um,
nutrition?
a little bit, but like I think it's I don't think about it as much as I feel like I should. I
I
feel
don't
like.
think at your age you need to worry too much about it. I think as long as you're eating the right things, like the right types of
Yeah.
food, you're not eating fast food all the time. I don't
Yeah.
think I don't think at your age having an obsession about what you eat is healthy, really.
Like it's not like all the time like you're eating sweets and chocolate or anything. It's
Yeah.
yeah.
But I
Yeah.
mean, even now, like I love my chocolate. Like I have to really
Yeah.
try hard not to eat chocolate because I love chocolate. So like I try and like make sure I don't buy it too much because I would eat
Yeah.
it all the time if I could.
Uh-huh. Yeah. So when you were younger, did you have any trials or at all
Hmm.
really? Did you have any trials? If you did, would you get nervous?
It was funny. I didn't have many trials. Um, I had some scouts come to watch me. So I had some Republic of Ireland scouts come and watch me when I was a kid because from my family I could play for Ireland, and I had some of them come and
Yeah.
watch. And I remember being I don't remember being nervous for when they came to watch. I remember being quite excited and quite up for the game and very intensely kind of focused. But when I didn't get anything, I was obviously disappointed. Yeah, I remember people coming in on trial and getting nervous about other keepers coming in, and I mean, even now, I still get nervous before some games. It's natural to feel nervous. I think
Yeah.
as I've got older, I've kind of built some mental techniques that have helped me to control my nerves, like
Okay.
visualizing or positive self-talk and things like that. But I think it's something that as
Yeah.
goalkeepers we have to work on, because we will always feel nervous at some points, definitely.
Yeah. I agree with that, definitely.
And it's not bad to feel nervous. I don't think you should feel worried if you feel nervous.
So
It's a natural feeling, and if you can turn that into being excited
yeah,
to play, that's good.
I was gonna say the same thing. Like being nervous, it's just natural. Everyone does it.
Exactly. At all ages. I mean, I still get nervous
Yeah.
at 24. You get nervous at your age. The top pros will get nervous. Everyone will get nervous.
So next question is: did you struggle with making mistakes as a young goalie, and how did you deal with them?
When I made mistakes, which always happens, whatever age you are, whatever level you are, I think obviously when you're younger, you find it very difficult, and you can be put off when you make mistakes, or nervous of making decisions after that. But as I've got older, I've kind of realized that mistakes are going to happen. It's about how you learn and how you deal with it. So if you do make a mistake, can you watch the video? Let yourself be annoyed, because you're always going to be annoyed that you made a mistake. But can you maybe watch the video? Can you analyze maybe what you did right, what you did wrong, how you could improve it? And then could you put some things into your training to make sure that it doesn't happen again? So, for example, if I misjudge a cross and I drop a cross or I miss a cross, can I put in some drills and ask my goalkeeper coach, can we work on this? Not just can we work on crosses, but can we work on it from this situation? Because I know I found that a little bit difficult. I wasn't sure if I should come or not, and things like that. Can you put it into your training so that you can practice, so that by the next time that you come to play a game, you don't have that feeling of, oh, I made a mistake of this last time, because you've already done 50 to 100 reps of it in training, so you feel a lot more confident. So I think analyzing it and then breaking it down into things that you can do to improve is being willing to learn from them and not shy away from them is my best approach to dealing with them.
If you hadn't met Johnny, would the Keeping Goals videos ever have happened?
No, probably not. I think it was, for those of you guys that have seen Keeping Goals, for people that don't know, I have a YouTube series called Keeping Goals, which kind of documents my journey as a goalkeeper and all the things that are happening to me in my career, and hopefully trying to bring value to people. And I think I met Johnny at you first went to university. That's where we met, and he had a very good skill for creating videos and making videos, and that was something that I'd never done before. By the time I went to university, I didn't even have an Instagram account. Like, I wasn't that bothered about social media. I didn't really do anything with it. And then kind of slowly I started to see how much kind of value I could maybe bring to people, and helping other goalkeepers and showing them what I'm doing, and showing them not only the brilliant saves and the good things, but also when things are tough, and when I had injuries, or when I lost games, or where I had bad form. And slowly we kind of came up with the idea of creating a vlog series that would weekly document my journey. And that was 3 years ago now. And now obviously we have a strong channel and a growing channel, and it's great to see that it helps so many people.
But you're catching me up at the moment.
I don't think I'll catch you up. You guys are doing very well. But no,
you're growing so fast at the moment. I'll say congratulations with that, because your channel's amazing.
Thank you, mate. And I mean, I've always really enjoyed watching your stuff as well. It's been really good to see, and it's good to see that you're doing such a good job at showing the reality of your goalkeeping, and especially at your age, seeing the value of just showing the honest truth of how it's going and what you're learning and what you're enjoying. And that's the content that I love to see as well. So I've always enjoyed watching your stuff too. So well done for that.
Thank you so much, Connor.
No, that's all right.
Can you describe the feeling when you got your first professional?
I think it's something that is quite interesting. I mean, you will know the same. I think you set yourself a goal that you want to achieve, and you work really hard to do it, and you don't really look up at it, because you just focus on the things you need to do every single day to get there. And when you do finally get there, you realize it's a big achievement. You're very happy that you made it, but that feeling is quite short-lived, because then you set yourself a new goal that you want to do, and you start working towards that. So it was almost the fact that the first one that I signed after university, when I went out to Gibraltar, I went out for a nice meal with my girlfriend, and we kind of smiled, and it was nice to realize that we did it. But then after that, I was already kind of setting the next goal that I wanted to do and working towards that. And I think that's kind of my mentality anyway. It's important to enjoy achievements, but I think it's more important to enjoy the process of achieving them. I think if I was only to say, I'll only be happy when I'm a professional goalkeeper, or I'll only be happy when I'm doing this, or I've got that, then you'll never really get that happiness, because once it comes, it disappears. But if you feel that you will be happy and happy and trying to achieve that, that's the best way for me, because I always enjoy chasing a goal and learning and improving. I kind of find my happiness, but achieving it is a very good feeling too.